It was a total paradigm shift. They decided to stop trying to make the key itself the weapon.
Car.
Instead, they decided to use the key purely as a sophisticated delivery truck. A truck to drop off a payload that is so destructive, it doesn't really matter how faint the initial binding was as long as it gets inside the door.
And this is where it gets really, really interesting, because the solution is essentially modular. They figured if the antibody, the targeting part, isn't toxic enough on its own, let's just use it to carry something far more destructive. Let's get into that mechanism, this small car and bomb analogy.
It's a perfect analogy. It really captures the three core components of an ADC. So you start with a monoclonal antibody, that's your small car.
The GPS system.
The GPS system, yes. Its only job is recognition. It has to find and stick specifically to that chosen target receptor on the cancer cell surface, nothing else.
And then component number 2 is the bomb.
Correct. That's the cytotoxic payload. It's usually a very powerful chemotherapy drug or another toxic substance. And often these are compounds that are they're way too potent to be given to a patient. Normally, systemically, they'd cause massive collateral damage.
So these ADCs make these otherwise unusable drugs viable again.
They do, but the whole system, the whole thing depends on component number 3, which I think is maybe the most sophisticated piece of engineering here. The linker.
The linker. That's the chemical tether that holds the car and the bomb together.
Absolutely. The linker is the unsung hero, the safety mechanism on the missile. It has to be incredibly stable while the ADC is traveling through the bloodstream, through healthy tissues. It has to make sure the bomb doesn't just fall off early.
But then, once it gets inside the cancer cell, it needs to break instantly. That's the timed detonation.
That's the timed detonation.
Wait, hold on. If that toxic drug is so powerful, what guarantees the linker stays stable until it's actually inside the cancer cell? What stops the bomb from detaching early, while the car is still on the highway, risking damage to healthy organs?
That is the million-dollar question. And it's what separates a successful ADC from a failed one. It took years of chemistry to get this right. The linkers are engineered to exploit the environmental differences between the bloodstream and the interior of a cancer cell.
Oh, clever.
Very. Many of the successful ADCs use linkers that are sensitive to specific conditions. For example, a much lower pH, a more acidic environment, or the presence of specific enzymes like proteases that are often overexpressed inside the cancer cell.
Okay, so the antibody gets taken inside the cell's own machinery starts trying to break it down, and in that process, it accidentally cuts this sophisticated linker.
The cancer cell essentially consumes the delivery vehicle, and only then does the bomb drop directly into its cytoplasm.
Oh.
And that's the successful conclusion of the mission. You see how this just shifts the focus entirely. Traditional chemo was a systemic, broad-spectrum attack. It was like carpet bombing, right? All the terrible side effects, hair loss, nausea, bone marrow suppression, that was unavoidable because the drug attacked all rapidly dividing cells, healthy or not. Now, with ADCs, you achieve highly precise, targeted destruction. You use the antibody's amazing recognition ability to sneak the toxic payload past healthy tissue, making sure that lethal concentrations of this poison are released only inside the tumor cell. The receptor isn't just a flag anymore, it's the key that lets you open the door to detonate the cell from within.
That's a massive improvement in what they call the therapeutic index.
A massive improvement.
It sounds like an incredible feat of engineering, really.
No.
Merging the specificity of immunology with maximum lethality. So
Yeah.
What's the status now? Are these things still theoretical, or are they making a real impact for patients?